Hi guys, I'm Jessie and today we're going to be doing a Yoga Strong class. So it'll take some of our basic yoga postures, flowing postures, and incorporate a few weight sequences. So I have fairly light weights, so actually I have 3-pound weights, and the hard part is actually picking them up and dropping them off as we go. So I'm going to have you put them to the front of your workspace. So if you can imagine my mat here, or if you happen to have a mat, just put them on the front 2 corners of your mat, and we'll just be picking them up at intervals. I do want to remind you that any of the weight sequences we do today will be optional. You can absolutely do everything without using the weights. So let's go ahead and get started. Coming to the front of our mat or our workspace, let's roll those shoulders up, back, and down. Chest is open. Close your eyes and start to rock back and forth a few times. Find your center between your heel, your bone of the big toe, and 4th and 5th toes. As you inhale, float your arms up, and as you exhale, bring your hands to heart. As you inhale, look up at the tips of the top fingers, and then exhale, come down. So remember, as you're inhaling, pulling in that fresh air, fresh intention, and exhale, letting it go. You can let your head go with you, let your gaze go with you. One more time. Inhale to lift. And exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Let's sink back into our chair. So as we're in our chair, we're pressing the hips back, reaching the chest, starting to feel some heat into the legs and the glutes. Start to feel some heat into the abdominals. Firing up that core center, locking it in. Taking one more inhale and one more exhale. Next inhale, you're going to float yourself up. Next exhale, come back into chair. Next inhale, lift up. So we're just flowing through that chair. Feel the weight slide into the heels. Feel your toes be nice and light. And again, you can lift the arms as high or as low as feels good to you. Start to think on the way up of squeezing the base of the seat, opening through the fronts of the thighs. And down one more time. Inhale to lift. Exhale into chair. Take a balance. Let your arms come beside you and releve those heels. Even your weight, bone in the big toe, 4th and 5th toes. Draw your shoulders down and back, and even the weight across the ball of the foot. Feel one more inhale. And then as you exhale, drop yourself down. You can jog it out left and right. Maybe the hands reach the floor. Maybe they don't. One more time each side. And then bend both knees high, halfway lift. Hands can come to thighs or shins. Take that inhale. Exhale, release. Next inhale, bend your knees, sweep your arms up. And then exhale, bring your arms behind you. Inhale, expand that chest, open through the heart. Exhale, squeeze your seat even more. Inhale, float your arms up. And exhale, back into that chair. Let's run through that. We inhale, lift up. We exhale, swan dive. Take your time into forward fold. Inhale, bend your knees high, halfway lift. Exhale to fold again. Inhale, bend your knees, reverse that swan dive. Exhale, arms down. Inhale, expand and open. Exhale, squeeze your seat. Inhale, float your arms up. And exhale, sink. Keep moving through that, using your inhale to open and your exhale to sink. Your inhale to expand and your exhale to drop. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, ground. Inhale, open, and exhale, tighten. Good. We're going to move through that one more time. Again, just building some heat through the body and going at your own pace. So remember, never feel rushed nor held back. I will be most of the time going with that beat of the music, but again, it's not terribly loud, so you can choose to go to a different beat if that works for you better. Remember, this is your own practice. Inhale to lift. Exhale, find your chair. This time, let your arms come beside you and start to lift. Feel the back of the arms against gravity. Draw those shoulders down. Pull that navel center in and narrow ribs. Narrow hips. You have 4, 3, 2. Now hold there. Start to float your heels up and down again. even that weight, bone of the big toe, fourth and fifth toes. You have 4. Last 3, gazes just ahead of you. Last 2, arms are strong. Now hold those heels up. Maybe reach your arms longer, maybe higher. Slide those shoulders down. Open that heart. Take that inhale. Exhale, draw that navel center in. Inhale. And then exhale, round down. Shake out your head, no. Nod your chin up and down, yes. Now bend your knees and carefully pick up your weight. You're going to bring your hands together. So you're pressing the weights together. And you're just going to sink down and lift. You got it. So it's down and lift into that chair. Last 2. Now we start to add that knee. Start left and right. Rotate. Start to find a pace that works for you. Left, it is some balance, and right. So again, that balance is tricky as you're standing on that support leg. Keep that support knee bent. If you bobble, doesn't matter. That just means you're working left. Perfect, and right. Notice how we are pressing the weights together and starting to feel right press against left, left against right. Good, rotate from your torso. You have 4. You have 3. Excellent, last 2. And last time. Now hold on the down. Release your arms behind you and just start to lift. Your palms this time are facing inward, like for those triceps we do in bar. Keep the reach of your knuckles back, and again, prioritize length of the arms rather than height. Keep that gaze out ahead of you. Lift and hold. You have 4, 3, 2. Now we're going to come up an inch and down. Come out of that and come down. So it's a little micro bend and stretch. So you're just bending the elbow enough to really get it so long. Keeping that core nice and tight. Keeping that beautiful long line. Crown of the head to tailbone. And keep that focus on your form, on your technique. That beautiful neutral spine. Little micro bend and stretch. Last 2 and last time. Now hold there. Turn your palms downward, lift your arms a little higher, and come back to that releve. Hold there. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, bring your heels down, turn your palms in, and you're going to lift up and back. You're going to lift up and back. Now find that pace. You'll take it up. Press, lift, and press. Up and back. Now start to add your knee lift. Take it left and right. Take it left and right. Good. As you point your toes, spring off that floor. Excellent. Take that up and down. No higher than shoulder with those arms. And again, you saw me bobble before. Sometimes you're going to bobble a little bit. You keep the weight even. Bone of the big toe, fourth and fifth toes. You have 4. You have 3. Last 2. And last time. Now hold that left foot up, little curls. Curl in and out. Now again, as you are here, soften that standing leg. Curl, hold. It is some balance. Pull that core tight. Good. Last 2. And now take your leg behind you. Reach your arms. You can have your palms facing in or facing down, up to you. Take that beautiful inhale. Exhale down. And now we're going to start to curl with your right leg lifted. Again, soften that standing leg. Feel yourself absorbing the work through that heel. Bone of the big toe. Fourth and fifth toes. Just 2. And last time. Now start to hinge into your balancing stick, warrior 3. Again, this is some challenge. Keep your palms facing in if you're taking care of your shoulders. Take a beautiful inhale. And then exhale, bring your hands to heart. Good. Now let your weights go as you come right back into that forward fold. Jog it out. 4, 3, 2. Now bend both knees. Step back left. Step back right. You're in your first plank. So you'll position your hands under your shoulders. Inhale, reach your chest. Exhale, push the floor away. So again, you're hugging tricep to bone, heating up those triceps, your shoulders, your chest. Take that inhale to widen. That exhale to knit and narrow through the ribs. Think about pulling that navel center in and supporting through the back. Take one more inhale. And as you exhale, you can shift slightly forward. You come down to your knees or stay on your toes. Whatever works for you. We'll take it down for 2. It's down for 2. Now these are your yoga style Pilates push-ups. We keep our elbows hugging in. Shin is off the chest. Now if the narrow grip push-up does not work for you for whatever reason, you can always take your hands wide. This type of push-up, we're letting the elbows scrape the ribs. It's like a plank in motion. Keep the chin off your chest. Take an inhale on the down and exhale 4 more times. So again, as you keep your fingers spread wide, thumb is away from that first finger. Inhale, lower down. 2 more times. Excellent. Take it down for 2 and up 1 more time. You'll inhale on the down. Now hold on the up. Reposition your hands under your shoulders if you're on your knees. You can stay here, long line head to knees, or you can tuck your toes. Lift the back of the thighs and again, push that floor away. Inhale, broaden, exhale, cinch and narrow. If you are on the balls of the feet, tighten through your quads. Inwardly spiraling your ankles, so ankles, shins, thighs are parallel. If you're on your knees, reach that heart in opposition to the knees. 2 more breaths. Inhale, breathe wide. Exhale through mouth or nose and tighten. 1 more inhale. And then as you exhale, set your knees down. Coming into that extension stretch. Lengthen everything out. Nice deep inhale and exhale. Then we'll take our hands back underneath the shoulders. Now, as we're here, we're going to start with that right arm, left leg into that spinal balance. So sneaking this in, make sure your weights are close enough to grab because we're going to be incorporating in some of our weight work with our spinal balance. Good. Exhale, extend. Inhale down. Keep your gaze out ahead of you and again start to feel those abdominals really pulling on. Make sure your hand is directly underneath your shoulder. 1 more time on each side. Very nice. Good. Now hold on the up. Little pulses. 8, 7, 6. Thumb is turned up, palm is facing in if you're taking care of your shoulders. 4, 3, 2. Now bend your knee in half. And again, you can either reach your hand to the small of the back or around towards your ankle if it's available to you. Widen that chest. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, power the floor away. 1 more inhale. And then as you exhale, release that. And come to the other side again, extending long and holding at the top. You are pulling that navel center in, keeping your shoulder right over the wrist. Up, hold. Up, freeze. You have 4. Last 3. Here's 2. Now hold there. Bend that knee in half. Again, you can wrap the hand around to the small of the back. You can reach it to or towards your ankle. Push the floor away. Widen through your chest. Deep inhale. And exhale. You can release. And come down. Now from here, let's take that round back. And reach the chest. So just a variation of our cat and cow. Couple more. Last 2. 1 more time. And then come back between those 2 extremes. Take the weight, or one weight, into your left hand. Right hand is down. Now, as that right leg extends, left arm extends. And just lift. Up and hold. Up and freeze. Now, as you're lifting, keep your gaze out ahead of you. Keep the gaze just past your fingertips. Now you can keep this ball of the foot or this front of the foot down, keeping that gaze ahead of you of 4, 3, 2, or you can start to lift. And again, you're lifting arm and opposite leg, reaching your knuckles towards your toes. Toes reach behind you. Feel those triceps heating up. You have 8. Last 6. Last 5. Last 4. 3, 2. Now hold there. Flex your foot. You're going to bend and straighten. In and out. Keep your gaze ahead of your fingertips. Take it in and press. So long head of that tricep. Again, both hip points are facing towards that floor. Take that in and out. Final 4 right here. So feel that hamstring activate as you bend that elbow. Good. 2 more. 1 more time. And then hold, point your toe, lift your leg a little higher. 3, 2, and then bring that down. And then take that left arm, thread it through. Bring your other arm forward or keep it bent. As feels good to you, stay right there. Good, you don't have to turn on, I'm just doing that so you can see me a little bit better. Take the weight into your right hand. Take your left leg behind you and start to lift. Now as you're lifting, keep your shoulder right over that left wrist. Start to feel your arm nice and long. Prioritize length rather than height. You can always keep either that left ball of the foot or that front of the foot down. As you're sliding shoulders down and gaze just past your fingers, lift, hold. Every time you lift, navel center pulls in. You can stay right here. Otherwise, 4, 3, 2, we start to lift that leg. Now again, prioritize length rather than height. This is more balance, obviously, with that leg lifting. So again, you can opt to do it, opt to leave it out. 4 more. You have 4, you have 3, last 2, and last time flex your foot, take it in and press. Take it in and press. So as you curl in, bring your heel to your seat, keep the chest out, in and out, keeping that core nice and tight. So this is still your spinal balance, even though we're incorporating in the arms. Bend and extend, press. Very good. Last couple here, and last time. Now hold there. 3, 2, and then bring it down. Take your right arm and thread it through. Bring your cheek to or towards the floor. And then bend through that top elbow. Push the floor away, you're back onto all fours, round through the back. And reach through your chest. Exhale, curl. And inhale, reach. One more time. And then find that midpoint, hands under shoulders. Power into the balls of the feet. Hover your knees into that knee hover. Reach your chest again. Building intrinsic strength of your hands as you also feel your triceps, your arms activate. And set your knees down and come into that extension stretch. So your weights should still be up towards the front of your mat. I just had to move mine because I turned around. And we're going to take ourselves through all fours. And we're going to take that left leg forward, coming into that low lunge. Now as you have your weights here, you're reaching them down. Tuck your back set of toes down. And it's just down and little bicep curl. Very nice. Down and lift. Sink and press. So again, this is just like your beautiful basic lunges. You have that front knee right over that front ankle. Back knee under that back hip. Good. Nice work. So again, remember you want to stay nice and tall. Down and lift. Good. Very nice. Keep going. 2 more. 1 more time. And now hold on that down. Now lift your arms up. Inhale. Exhale. Open out to that warrior 2. Now usually in warrior 2, your palms are facing down. I'm going to have you turn your palms so they're now facing me, so you're a little more neutral with the shoulders. Feel your heels push apart, pressing in opposition. And you're going to straighten and bend. Now, of course, if the arms ever get heavy, you have a few options. Number 1, you can drop your elbows a little lower and work a shorter lever. Number 2, you can do this without weights. And you can, of course, do it without arms completely. Keep that front knee bending towards that second, third toe. Last 2. And last time. Now hold. You can reach your arms again. Press your heels apart. Lift up into reverse. You can support your back here. And we bend and extend. So you're going into that tricep. So as you go into that tricep, inhale, bend. Exhale, press. So your front knee stays very bent. Back hip is tipped forward. So you're really opening through the psoas. Inhale and exhale. You have 4. Press. 3. Press. Last 2. And last time, inhale, exhale, come into that warrior 2. You're gonna come into your angle. So your top arm is up, you're resting your elbow on your thigh, bend your front knee. Again, feel that hip release. Good, now from right here, take that arm down and it's just a row with a little rotation. Now if you want both weights, If you're like, I need a little bit more weight to work with, you just pick up your other weight. Otherwise, you'll keep it in that arm. Now we're getting a little squeeze. We are squeezing the right scapula to meet the left. Keep your left knee bent and just let your head go with you. Little opening, little rotation. You have 4. You have 3. Last 2. And last time. Lift that arm up. Back into that powerful warrior 2. Again, palms facing knees, shoulders slid down. Press your heels apart and then open back up. You're going to set your weights down, so drop them off and then lower that back knee. And we're into a low lunge. So you're now getting a beautiful stretch. So give your arms a little break. Take that left hand towards your hip, lateral flexion over to the side, and start to rotate. You can bring your elbow all the way to the outside or just in that direction. Take a beautiful inhale to lengthen, exhale to power into the heel, and just take that inhale to widen, that exhale to deepen. Next inhale, coming back up. Next exhale, straighten that front leg, and you'll hinge, rounding through your back, softening through your shoulders. Beautiful. Take a nice deep inhale, and exhale. You can reach your toes down and up, and then pull your toes up. Take your inside of your thigh hand, wrap it around towards the outside of the foot, ankle, shin, or thigh. Up to you. Soften through your chest. Beautiful. Take a nice deep inhale, and then exhale. Your hands come on either side. Now, as you're here, you can always go a little further if that's what you wish to do. Good. Very nice. Beautiful. And take one more inhale and one more exhale. Both hands to the inside. Pull back. Sweep around, and we'll take the hands right back underneath the shoulders. Tuck your toes, come up into your plank. Now as you're into your plank, open through your chest. Good. Now if you're facing long ways like I am, you may want to turn around because we'll eventually be facing the other direction. If you're facing front, if you have your mat vertical, absolutely fine. You'll stay where you are. Let's all take a couple more breaths and maybe add on those knee pulls. Now you can add on those knee pulls, pulling that knee in to the same elbow, or you can start to take it across, taking your knee to your opposite elbow. Again, pushing that floor away, spreading your thumb out nice and wide. Gaze is out past the edge of the fingers. You have 4, you have 3, last 2, and last time. And come back to center, set your knees down, finding that extension stretch. Your hips are nice and high. Collapse your chest, arms so long. Take that beautiful inhale. As you exhale, walk your elbows down. Now you're in that forearm plank. If you're on your knees, long line head to knees. Retract your shoulder blades together. If you'd rather, tuck your toes. Lift the back of the thighs, an option for saw. Now, of course, I only want you to saw forward and backward. If you're on the balls of the feet, shifting towards your toes and towards your ankles. Otherwise, hold in stillness. If you're on your knees, I don't want you to saw forward and backward. On your kneecaps, fan your fingers, pull those abdominals in, and let's all find stillness. So wherever you are, toes or knees, find that still place, and then come down into that Sphinx. Reach your arms, sweep them behind you. Come into that beautiful locust. Now fire up your seat, protect your back. Hip bones, pubic bone down, fingers reach back towards heels, hands under shoulders, and then round yourself back into that shell stretch. Staying there, and you can take your arms beside you, clasp your fingers, slide your shoulders down, elevate your hips and tap your forehead. Feel your arms lift up and away, maybe up and away an inch, maybe a few inches. Feel that breath go wide into the sides, the back of the rib cage. One more inhale. And as you exhale, bring your hands down, bring your hips down. Very good. All right, so we're gonna go with our right leg forward. So go ahead and pick up your weights. Take your right leg forward and you're into that low lunge to start with. Tuck your backs of toes and coming up, it's down and curl. Now again, as you're here, sink and press. Think about that front knee bending, right over that front ankle. So remember, from your front view, you're right here, nice and tall, so your feet are hip distance. You'll inhale and exhale. Good. Take it down and up. You'll drop and lift. So sneaking in those biceps. You can bend your back knee more straight down to the floor. Keep it straighter. It's up to you. That's it. So that back knee can bend or stay long. Last two. And last time. Now let's hold on the down. Tilt your hips forward. Lift your arms up. Inhale. Exhale into warrior two. Now again, let's turn the palms to face away from you. So you're kind of in a more neutral. So if you're facing the way I am, you're going to turn your palms to face me. Go ahead and bend and straighten. Very nice. So as you bend your elbows, you're straightening your front leg. Now you don't want to lock it out. So a lot of our things we're doing today are very moving oriented. So we're really trying to move with our breath. And again, just incorporating in those arms. As before, you have the option of lowering the elbows to have a shorter lever to work with. You also have the option doing this without weights or doing this without arms completely. Good. Last two. And last time. Now hold there. And then you're going to lift up. Your palm is facing in towards your body. Bend and lift. Now you can support your back, taking that arm there. Good. Keep your elbow close, just like those earlier push-ups. You inhale, bend. Exhale, press. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. You have four. Keep that front knee bent right over that ankle. Keep your back hip tipped forward. Last two. And last time. Inhale. Exhale back into that warrior two. Good. Now you're going to come forward into angle. Now you'll take that top arm down towards your front toes and start to rotate. Now remember, like before, you can pick up that other weight and add that rotation. Inhale and exhale. So you're getting a little rotation at your torso. Hips aren't rotating terribly much. You're keeping your front knee nice and bent right over that front ankle. And lift and press up and down. Very nice. Lift and press. Good. 4 more times. Remember, you can always use one way. Here's 3, 2, and 1 more time. Inhale. Exhale back into that powerful warrior two. Good. Let's come 1 more time into that reverse. Then back into that warrior two. Very good. You're going to turn back around into that high lunge. You're going to set the weights down, lower your back knee, and you're right back into your little crescent lunge, low lunge. Tilt your back hip forward. You're going to take one hand to the hip and lateral flexion over to the side, powering into that front heel. Take an inhale, exhale, rotate around. Maybe even looking slightly behind as you feel that length from crown of the head to hips. Take 1 more deep inhale and 1 more exhale. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, hands down, step back right into your plank. This is your final straight arm plank. Now we have the option this final time, separating our feet a little wider. Go ahead and take one hand towards the center and open out into that side plank. Now again, you can keep your feet a little wider to give yourself a little more stability. To make it a little harder, walk your feet together or even lift your top leg. Let's come back through the center and then over to the side, pressing up, keeping your feet again as wide as you need to. The wider the feet, the more stability you have. And then come back to center. Take that beautiful inhale, exhale, set your knees down and round through the back. Let your arms come behind you, lift up. And round down, lift up, and round. Do that again. So coming into that camel, just prepping for that. 1 more time. Inhale, lift, and exhale. Now come up at the top. Now again, you can take your fists or your hands on either side of your sacrum. Tilt your hips forward. Now you can tuck the balls of the feet down and go ahead and reach back one hand at a time. Now you can grab onto your ankles, to your heels, tip your hips forward, or you could stay here with me if you reach back and there's nothing to grab, or you just don't like that. Wherever you are, hug your shoulder blades together, squeeze the base of your seat, open the entire front of the body, take an inhale, and then exhale, come forward into a very rounded shell stretch. Take that beautiful inhale and exhale, coming back onto all fours one more time, taking that left hand around your waist, and you take that out to the side. As you take that out to the side, keep your gaze out ahead of you. Think about your abdominals pulled in, so like your spinal balance. If you want to take an additional balance like we did earlier, you have this option of either extending the leg, keeping the ball of the foot or front of the foot down, or you can lift the leg off the floor, keeping that challenge of both hip points facing down, that gaze past the fingers. Good. Use your exhale. As you exhale, abdominals tight. Squeeze your left scapula to meet the right. Last two. And last time, coming down and switching right into the other side. Now again, you have the option of keeping that left knee right under that hip. That'll be the easiest option. Or you could slide that leg long, either push into the front of the foot or the ball of the foot like a kickstand, or if you want, you lift that up. Now wherever you are, think about keeping that gaze ahead of you, orange between the chin and the chest. Nice soft elbow, and you are squeezing your right scapula to meet your left. This is a lot harder than when we do it hinge forward from standing. We're against a lot more gravity. Very nice. You have 4. You have 3. Exhale, last 2. And last time. Set that down. Take your hands out in front of you. Back yourself back and come on down. So now you're in pro. Turn your thumbs up, palms in. Let's tip our hip bones, pubic bone down. And start to lift. So we've been here before with that locust. Same idea. You want to fire up your seat to protect your back. Reach your fingers in opposition to the opposite set of toes. Reach. Exhale. You have 4 more. Last 3. Last 2. And last time. Now, go ahead and bend your right elbow, forehead or cheek down. Bend your left knee. Reach back to or towards your ankle. Tip your hips down. Soften through your shoulders. And breathe. And then we'll switch. Bending your other knee. Tip your hips down. Soften through your shoulders. And then bend both knees if you want. Tip your hips down, coming into bow. Now, if you don't want this option, you do one more time on either side. If you're here, falling onto the soft part of the belly, opening through your chest. Take an inhale, and as you exhale, come down. And round yourself back into that shell stretch. Sweep your legs around to the side, and bring your feet out in front of you. Now, as you bring your feet out in front of you, keep your fingertips facing forward. You have that option of either your reverse plank, long line, forehead to toes, or you can tip yourself up, coming in to your modified reverse plank or tabletop. In any case, fingertips are facing forward, squeezing the scapula, squeezing the back of the arms, the entire back of the body, and then coming down. Let's bring our elbows down. Open your chest and tilt one more time. Open your chest and tilt. Now, bring your knees up. So you're keeping that tilt to the pelvis, to the ribs. Send your legs long. Now, maybe lower them. The lower and straighter the legs, the more the challenge. We feel the pelvis tipping to the ribs. We feel the sacrum, maybe L5, L4 pressing down. The lower the legs, the longer the lever, the more challenge we have here. Keep the bottom of the ribs curled up and over, and then hug your knees in. Bring yourself down, rolling through your knees, and then the other way. And then bring your feet down. Take your hands out to the side. We'll inhale, exhale, lift, and inhale, lower. Exhale, lift, and inhale, lower. Lift, and lower. Last 2. And last time. Now hold there. You can walk your hands to the insides of the ankles as you kiss the scapula together. Power into both feet. Hug your inner thighs gently together as you find one more opening for the front of the body. Keep your chin gently tipped and keep your head still, especially if you're in a deep extension. Let's take 2 more breaths. And then on that next inhale, release what you're holding, if anything. Roll yourself down, coming into broken bridge. Knock your knees together, right against left. Left against right, and sway your knees one way and then the other. Turn your gaze away. And then bring the soles of your feet together. Counter that by getting that little inner thigh release. You can lift your upper body up or keep it down. Wherever you are, your sacrum is heavy, your chest is wide. You can let your elbows press against the inner thighs and just feel that release of the adductors. Maybe walking your hands to the outer parts of the feet and then bending your knees in towards your armpits, flexing your feet. Pull your knees towards your chest. Feel your sacrum, tailbone, lowest part of the back pull to or towards the floor. Maybe even rock and roll right to left, left to right, and then hug together. And then let your legs go nice and long. Reach your arms all the way overhead. And then let your arms come down. Bring yourself to a place of stillness. And just allow yourself to breathe that inhale in through your nose and out through your mouth. And as you feel the breath starting to settle down, feel the body releasing, letting go. Legs grow heavier, fingers, toes are light. And the belly continues to rise and fall a little slower each time. And as you keep your mind with the breath, let your mind relax. And then only as you're ready, go ahead and bend one knee, bend the other, roll to your side, and press yourself up into comfortable seated. You can sit however you can sit, with a nice straight upright torso. Could be kneeling or cross-legged. Let's bring the hands to heart center. Power and energize through the hands. Gently bow your head, looking inward, and keep your mind with your breath. And as we keep our mind with our breath, we take this opportunity to remind ourselves that whatever happens this day or any other, the calm that we feel right now is within us always. May we always be able to find it. And we'll end our class today with Namaste. Thanks so much for practicing with me today and joining us with the weights incorporated into our yoga. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you next time. Take care.